back to my my place and just doing my regular schedule today. Last night, I'll try and throw a little clip in if I remember. Went to a beauty contest they had at the Rice Fair. They had probably a dozen and a half very pretty, very young ladies, 20 to 30. I think was the ages they were calling out. They put their height, their measurements, and their weight. I was surprised. Numnock weight. And the girls were heavier than you'd think. A lot of them were almost as tall as I am. I'm 5'9". They were like 5. You know, I mean, there was one or two more of a typical height, like 5'1" or something. But there was a lot of them were very tall. One was a little chubby, which surprised me. It was, good for her and good for them. It isn't all about being super skinny. They all had a certain look to them. You can see what is prized as beauty here. Very telling culturally. That's the part I found so interesting. Honestly, I would say Fawn was as prettier than almost all of them, honestly. That's my opinion. But Fawn's a very pretty lady, in my opinion. So, whatever. But I think it's 60, somewhere between 60 and 62 Fahrenheit right about now. Like 13 or something Fahrenheit, Celsius, something like that. I'm not doing the math, it's just from memory, so if I'm off a couple of degrees, you can deal with it, okay? I didn't say I apologize. I apologize I don't know, something in the water out there in the metaverse, because I had a couple people get really offended over just dumb shit in some of my videos. Nothing of any significance, just didn't understand the video, did not hear me correctly. I clearly said something, whatever. It was just frustrating. I kind of barked back on a couple of them. You can see some of the recent comments. I said, hey, please be more respectful in the future. And, I'm going to start putting sometimes FALW, first and last warning. So I found that I was trying before, people would say really inappropriate and argumentative and petty and venomous, toxic type comments and things, and I would say, hey, let's, and then it would just get worse and worse. They would just devolve until I ultimately had to ban them. And so now I've just learned. It's experience. Now it's like, okay, that's an a-hole ban, and again, it's been less than 1%, way less than 1%. So, and again, that's statistics. So I went to the Rice Festival probably for the last time last night. It was nice. The beauty contest was interesting. All the girls were kind of prancing around there trying to, they want to be picked. I get it. It was cute. You see the female psychology there. And this is about as cold as it gets here, back to the weather. And it feels, you can tell, I'm uncomfortably cold. It's cold. And I'm from Michigan. So I've probably lost some of my heat tolerance. But again, the air is thin here. And it's weird. You lose about 15 degrees of normal heat here. So if it says it's 60, it feels like 45, if that. And when it says it's 95, I swore it was 80 degrees, and I'm shocked it says it's 95. 95 at home never feels like this. So it's obviously got to be low humidity. There's no other explanation for it. So that's why I'm always saying the Gulf Coast, the Pattaya, and all that stuff. You got to watch the humidity. I've been there a handful of times, and man, it's hot. I'm struggling to stay comfortable, and I'm pretty heat tolerant. I think I'm lucky because I did lose 50 pounds of fat in 1 year, right before I got here. It just sort of fell off. I think the stress of just the being in a toxic marriage was stressful, and I didn't realize how stressed I was. I did want to talk about that, and coming here was just like, I just decompressed, and I've got, and then people will want to pressure you and put the pressure back on because we're income producers and we're doers and getter-doners, and they want to latch on, and you have to push back and go, no, I'm retired. Gasian Leo. Gasian is retired. And if you're younger, you need to say Gasian early. Early is a word here. For retirement it isn't. They don't use it as arriving early, but for retirement they do. If you say Gasian, that means you're literally over 60 or 62 years old. They know that. And then you're identifying your age, and maybe that's not desirable in your social situation. That's up to you. So, pretty good coffee. You can hear the PA that played all night because some local, I'm just going to say it, assholes are showing off how much money they're giving to the temple, which they do once a year. And to show off how generous they are, they have a big party and play the music 24 hours. So everybody knows they gave a lot of money, which I'm going to say was probably rented. You can rent the money here, and it's like plastered and laminated onto like empty cardboard boxes. And there's like a Christmas tree made of folded money, and there's like bouquets and fruit plates, all made out of folded and elaborately. I mean, it's beautiful work. The origami is incredible, showing how much money you're giving, but you rent it. No one actually does that. You rent it to save face and show how fancy you are, and then you return it, and then you give the monks, you know, whatever little bit you're actually going to give them. I think I'm just going to say I think it's shitty. I mean, maybe I need more coffee, but I think that's a low thing to do, and then to brag about it is just. Now you're bragging about being low, so I'm just going to say it. You know, I'm always saying how great Thai culture is. There's one aspect I don't care for. Okay, there's one. Score one that I don't care for. Fawn wanted to go to some flower garden thing today, and it's not far from a new prospective potential expat friend. He seems like a really nice guy, but I've just learned to be wary now. Now I'm one of those guys, I pass another expat and I don't make any effort. Because your average expat over here is not great, man. You really, anybody who's halfway decent, they are worth their weight in gold here. Which would be an argument for being maybe a little closer to Korat, because here there's just nobody. I'm on my own all the time, but I'm on my own journey at the moment, and this fits, so that's cool. This flower garden, so, you know, it's over by this guy. His nickname is Buck. I can say that, and it'd be nice to see the guy, go have a lunch or something, but. I'd be with Fawn and her two boys and her dad. Not great expat talk for that, so not a great fit there audience-wise. And then my back is hurting. I've had a couple good days, and I'm always trying to very delicately up my PT, like 1.2% increase per week or something, just whatever my body will tolerate, so I can heal a little bit. And it's a challenge, and that's one of my focuses, and why I don't mind being in suburban Korat. If I was healthier, maybe I'd want to be closer to Korat itself. I do like Korat. All right. Okay, so I got to make this a two-parter. That's the end of part one right there. Thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.